Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you something powerful, something timeless, something that has the ability to completely change your future. It is life advice, not ordinary advice, but lessons that, if lived every single day, can shape your destiny. The truth is, our future is never written in stone. It is carved by the choices we make, and the habits we keep. The decisions we take today will echo in the years to come. So let me share with you 6 life habits that will change your future. Taking responsibility for your life is the very first and most important step towards creating a future that truly belongs to you, because until you accept that everything happening in your journey is connected to the choices you make, you will always find yourself trapped in the cycle of excuses and blame. Many people spend years pointing fingers at circumstances, family, society, or even luck. The truth is that when you keep shifting the responsibility onto others, you hand over the steering wheel of your life and allow them to drive it in directions you never wanted. Responsibility is not about guilt, it is about empowerment. It is about standing firm and saying, yes, my life is mine, and the outcomes I see tomorrow are the direct result of what I choose to do today. Think about it. Every great leader, every successful person, every innovator first decided to own their story. They understood that challenges may come, but blaming does not remove them. Instead, action does. When you accept responsibility, you begin to see that your setbacks are not punishments, but lessons. Your failures are not the end, but opportunities to grow. You start seeing that every decision matters, from how you spend your mornings to how you treat others and how you respond to problems. All of these build shape of your future. When you avoid responsibility, life feels heavy because you are always waiting for someone else to fix things, waiting for a miracle or hoping conditions will suddenly change. But when you decide to own your actions, suddenly you feel lighter because you know you are in control. You do not need perfect circumstances to grow. You do not need approval from anyone to act. What you need is the courage to accept where you are and the determination to change it. Taking responsibility also means being honest with yourself. It means admitting when you are wrong and choosing to improve. It means not running away from consequences, but learning from them. It means not saying, I cannot, but asking, how can I? Because the moment you ask that question, solutions begin to appear, and your future begins to reshape itself. So, my friends, if you want a life that is strong, meaningful, and filled with progress, then take responsibility today, because when you own your life, you own your future. Developing the habit of consistency is one of the most powerful ways to shape a future that is stable and filled with growth, because success is never built on one big action, but on small, repeated steps taken every single day. Many people start with passion. They dream big and even make strong plans, but along the way they lose focus, they get distracted, or they wait for motivation to appear. And that is where most dreams die. Consistency is the bridge that takes you from intention to result. It is the quiet discipline of showing up when you feel like it. And more importantly, when you do not. Consistency creates trust with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to act, whether it is waking up early, reading for 15 minutes, practicing a skill, or working on your goals, you are training your mind to believe in your own word. You are telling yourself, I am reliable, I can depend on me. And this self-trust becomes the foundation for confidence and progress. Without consistency, talent alone is wasted. Ideas remain dreams and plans never see life. But with consistency, even ordinary efforts turn into extraordinary results, because small efforts compound over time. Look at any successful person in any field. They did not rise by sudden luck. They grew by repeating habits, by refining their craft. Every single day, athletes train relentlessly, writers write daily, leaders reflect regularly. They all know that consistency is the engine that drives excellence. The beauty of consistency is that it does not demand perfection, it only demands persistence. You do not have to run a marathon on the first day. You just need to walk a few steps and repeat them again tomorrow. Over time, those steps become miles, and those miles become transformation. Consistency also protects you from the noise of doubt and fear, because when you act daily, you silence hesitation. Your progress becomes visible, and your belief grows stronger. You no longer wait for inspiration, you create it through routine, through rhythm, through the habit of showing up. Consistency is not glamorous, it does not shout for attention, but it always delivers because the future respects those who are steady and patient. So if you want to build a future that rewards you, then build the habit of consistency, because the life you dream of is not built in a day, it is built daily. Another life-changing habit is to embrace learning as a lifelong journey, because growth does not end when formal education ends. It is only the beginning. The world is constantly evolving. New skills are required every day, new ideas are shaping industries, and new knowledge is redefining opportunities. Those who stop learning quickly become stuck, while those who stay curious and open-minded continue to progress. When you adopt the mindset that learning never stops, you prepare yourself for a future filled with possibilities instead of limitations. Lifelong learning is not about collecting certificates or degrees. It is about cultivating the habit of curiosity. It is about reading books, listening to people who inspire you, observing how things work, and asking the right questions. Every new piece of knowledge adds to your perspective and broadens your ability to solve problems. It gives you tools that you might not need today, but will certainly empower you tomorrow. Learning also makes your mind flexible. It allows you to adapt when challenges arrive. Instead of resisting change, you learn how to navigate it, because you have trained your brain to see lessons in every experience. When you commit to continuous learning, you are not only upgrading your skills, but also upgrading your confidence. Knowledge has a way of sharpening your presence and boosting your self-belief. It makes you stand stronger in conversations, take better decisions, and open doors that once felt closed. The future belongs to those who are prepared, and learning is the best preparation you can ever give yourself. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day of reading, listening to podcasts, or practicing something new can create massive shifts over the years. It is not about speed, but about consistency and openness. Lifelong learners are also resilient because they see failure as a lesson and not an ending. When something goes wrong, instead of breaking down, they ask, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? How can I avoid this mistake again? That mindset transforms every obstacle into a stepping stone, and that is the true power of learning. It creates growth from both wins and losses, and allows you to keep moving forward regardless of circumstances. So if you want to secure a brighter and more fulfilling future, then commit yourself to being a lifelong learner, because knowledge will always be your greatest investment. Another powerful habit that will truly shape your future is learning how to build meaningful relationships, because no matter how talented, skilled, or hardworking you are, your journey will always involve people. The quality of your connections often determines the quality of your opportunities. Relationships are not just about networking or collecting contacts. They are about creating bonds rooted in trust, respect, and genuine care. When you focus on building relationships with authenticity, you create a circle of people who support, guide, and uplift you in times of need. Many people make the mistake of treating relationships as transactions where they give only to receive, but true relationships are about giving without expectation and adding value without keeping score. When you show kindness, encourage others, or simply listen to them, you plant seeds that grow into trust over time, and trust is the foundation of every strong relationship. Whether personal or professional, people may forget what you said or did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. And when you consistently bring positive energy and reliability into your interactions, you become someone people want to stand beside. Building meaningful relationships also requires patience and effort. It is not enough to just meet people once or exchange greetings. Real bonds are built through consistent actions, staying connected, celebrating others' successes, and being present in moments that matter. Every call, every message, every small act of showing up adds a layer to the bond. These are the habits that turn acquaintances into friends, colleagues into allies, and contacts into mentors. When you nurture relationships in this way, you open doors to wisdom, guidance, and opportunities that you could never achieve on your own. At the same time, meaningful relationships challenge you to grow. When you surround yourself with people who inspire you, who push you to think bigger, and who hold you accountable, you automatically elevate your own standards. It is said that you are the average of 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose your circle wisely, because the right people can fuel your growth, while the wrong ones can drain your potential. Protecting your energy and building your circle with intention is one of the smartest investments you can make. So, if you want a brighter, stronger, and more fulfilling future, make it your habit to build and nurture meaningful relationships, because people will always be the bridges that connect you to your destiny. Another life-changing habit that will shape your future is the ability to stay disciplined, because discipline is the invisible thread that holds together every dream, every plan, and every achievement. Without discipline, even the brightest ideas fade away, and the strongest intentions dissolve. Discipline is not about being strict or living a life without joy. It is about making choices that align with your goals and refusing to be swayed by temporary distractions. When you are disciplined, you train yourself to do what is necessary, not just what feels comfortable. Think about it. Success is rarely the result of one big action. It is the sum of small, consistent choices made daily. Discipline is waking up when you promised yourself to wake up even if you feel tired. It is choosing to work on your craft instead of scrolling endlessly. It is saving when you are tempted to spend, and it is speaking with patience when anger could easily take control. Discipline is the silent force that helps you keep moving forward when motivation fades, because motivation can get you started, but only discipline keeps you going. When you live with discipline, you build trust within yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove that your word matters, and this creates confidence, because deep down you know you can depend on yourself. Over time, this self-trust grows into strength, but nothing can easily shake people. Often wait for the perfect time or the right mood to act, but discipline teaches you that the right time is now. The right moment is the one you are in, and the only way forward is through action. Discipline also creates freedom, which may sound like a paradox, but it is true, because when you control your habits do not control you. When you manage your time with discipline, you create space for rest and joy. When you manage your money with discipline, you create security for your future. When you manage your thoughts with discipline, you protect your peace. It is discipline that allows you to design a life where you are not enslaved by impulses, but guided by intention. So if you truly want to secure your future, make discipline your constant companion, because it will be the bridge between your goals and your achievements. Another life advice that will change your future is to surround yourself with the right people, because the company you keep shapes the direction of your life in more ways than you can imagine. The people around you either lift you higher or slowly pull you down, and sometimes it happens so subtly that you do not even notice until years have passed. Your environment is powerful. It influences your mind, set your energy, and even your level of ambition. When you spend your time with people who believe in growth, who push themselves, and who want the best for you, their energy rubs off on you. You start to think bigger, aim higher, and work harder, because you see what is possible. On the other hand, when you constantly surround yourself with negativity, with people who complain, blame, and refuse to take responsibility, their habits and outlook begin to influence you too. It becomes harder to dream boldly when you are surrounded by small thinkers. It becomes harder to stay positive, and you hear nothing but doubt and fear. This is why choosing your circle is one of the most important decisions you will ever make, because the truth is you cannot always control where you come from, but you can choose who walks with you on the path ahead. The right people challenge you to grow, they hold you accountable, and they encourage you when you feel like giving up. They celebrate your victories sincerely, and they guide you with wisdom when you need direction. Sometimes they believe in you even more than you believe in yourself, and that belief becomes the spark that keeps you moving forward. Surrounding yourself with such people is not about using them for success. It is about building relationships where growth, support, and encouragement flow both ways. It is also important to remove yourself from environments that no longer serve your future, because loyalty to the wrong circle can cost you your dreams. Sometimes you have to let go of old friendships and habits that keep you stuck, not because you do not care, but because your future is worth protecting. Your time and energy are precious, and when you invest them in the right people, you will see your life transform in ways you never imagined. So if you want to change your future, pay close attention to your circle, because the people around you can either dim your light or help it shine brighter.